Hello and Happy New Year, and welcome back to Getting Down to Business podcast series. In this episode, we are talking to Simon, who is from the Solomon CRM database system. So it's very exciting news that we are launching this Solomon CRM out to our businesses this month. Simon's here to just go through exactly what it is that you, as a business, you can get from this system. So welcome, Simon. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, my pleasure.
So just to start off with, what is a CRM system, just so our businesses are aware of what this is?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and so they're software applications that allow organizations to kind of keep track of who they engage with and what they do for them. Historically, they were created for sales-based organizations, so it's helped businesses to track who they're selling to and what they're selling and all of that sort of stuff. And obviously, we've developed something for bids who aren't about selling things, and it's about helping business improvement district to capture value so it can understand what it's achieving, but it can also share that success with the members that are paying levies.
That's great. So what from this Solomon CRM, obviously, like you say, you sort of almost adapted the CRM system to fit with the bid world. What kind of businesses, what kind of information can they access from this system?
Yeah, okay, so if I just go back to where we started with this, so about 6 years ago, we started working with Leeds Business Improvement District, and they had this problem that they had one of these sales-based CRMs and it wasn't kind of fit for purpose for a bid. And so they gave us 3 challenges. They wanted a way of keeping track of who the bid members were and who the contacts were in each of those businesses. They wanted to understand what they were doing for each of those businesses. And then they wanted to provide a window into the bid for those businesses as well. So there was a level of transparency and accountability. And so, Solomon effectively does that. So in the background, the bid team are logging all of the things that they do to create value for businesses. And then what we're launching in Bradford now is a way for businesses to actually log in and see a statement of the things that the bid has done for them, alongside being able to access general data about the bid area, like footfall, parking occupancy, local news, that kind of thing.
Brilliant. Could we possibly then have a bit of a demonstration? Just I know we're just doing it on sort of a blanket sort of format, but if we could just have a look at what the businesses would be able to see and have access to,
absolutely.
And how easy it is to access that data.
Yeah, great. So I'll share my screen now. So I've skipped the login step, but what you can see here is what we call the dashboard. And as you can tell, this doesn't look like the nicely branded Bradford bid version of Solomon. I'm just using what we call our best practice site, and I'm doing that purely for data protection purposes. I don't really want to be sharing any of your business information on the podcast. So, but businesses will see something that looks a lot like this. So each one of these little tiles on the dashboard we call a story, and they're little self-contained applications that do stuff with data. So you can see one that's displaying a video. You can see one down here that's grabbing some footfall data, another one here that's just presenting that footfall data in a time series chart. And so this dashboard can go off and it can get data from anywhere that we need it to and pull it back and just present it in a nice way. And that sits along things like these downloadable copies of your newsletter and a feed from your tweets. And the important thing to say about the dashboard is that it's not sort of a one size fits all. So we've got about 60 bids across the UK that use our system, and every one of them will have a completely different dashboard because it's curated by the team. So I know, Nikki, you've done the one for Bradford, and it's based on A, what members want to hear about, and B, what data is available to you locally. So I know it's not on here, but for Bradford, there's a really nice parking occupancy map, which not a lot of other bids have access to because they don't have access to that data. But this is just a way for businesses to be able to kind of get a bit of a health check of what's happening in the area and to check in with important information from the bid team. So that's kind of the first bit of the system. And then the second bit is the timeline. And so this is the kind of itemized bill that each business gets, where it breaks down what the bid team have done for them. And it's in chronological order with the most recent things at the top, and then it kind of just scrolls down the page. And at the top, Here we've got a made up business called Catwalk Clothes, and it tells us how much levy that business pays each year. And then as we scroll down, we can see some information about the things that have happened that have been connected to that business in the database. So someone came and did some cleaning outside of their storefront. They were involved in an event to kick off the holidays. They were included in a social media promotion. The team came to visit them to discuss an event, and so on and so forth. So this just kind of continues to scroll down with information. These activities, as we call them, can have images, as you can see. They'll have locations. They might also have downloadable documents. So if there's been a form filled in, or someone's been handed a copy of a business plan or a document, it's possible to upload that here as well, so the business has got somewhere to refer back to get a digital copy of that. So they're the kind of two main features. I guess the other thing to mention in the bottom corner here is that we do have a sort of live chat facility built into Solomon. Generally speaking, that it's used for the bid team to talk to us about things that they need from the system, but historically levy paying businesses have also used it in emergencies to get in touch with the bid team, and we're quite happy to be that sort of broker and to pass information on. So if you're stuck for another way to contact the bid team, then please do use the live chat. We're always happy to hear from people.
That's great, thank you for that demonstration.
My
So
pleasure.
just sort of referring this back to Bradford, so businesses are aware, all of the bid team in the office and also Bradford that we have doing business visits are always logging information onto the system, which, as Simon showed, is then shown in your timeline if your business is tagged into that activity. So whenever you have a visit from our Bradford, whenever I might come and visit you, or we've got an event on that you got involved with, everything like that is all done by the entire bid team, so everything is then tagged and you can see exactly what it is that the bid are doing for you. So if we will be launching this out in this month, so just keep an eye out on our socials, and we'll also be coming around and talking to you about it, and if you do want to log in, it's free to bid members to access that information and receive a lot of that data. So thank you very much for that, Simon. That was really useful.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Please come back for the next episode next month of Getting Down to Business, and we'll see you again soon.